Hey everyone, today is Monday. Happy Monday, July 27th, 2020. Let's take a look at the market today. The S&P 500, the E-mini right now is today basically pretty much is flat. I think I've been talking about that we have this kind of trend line, the market just going around this particular trend line. And you can see that here. It seems the market has found a support yet again. Maybe we're going to dip a little bit further to the downside, but I don't think we should be concerned about this market breaking down further to the downside, because I don't really see there is any liquidity issue in the market. So usually when the market crashes, it's because of liquidity issue, right? Think about 2008 when the mortgage are defaulting, that people, the banks are being affected, the loans are being affected, and there is a rush to cash, right? There's a high demand for cash, a high demand for liquidity, and people just want to get out debts because the cost of servicing these debts are so big, and they eventually become worthless, right? And that was 2008, and also during the coronavirus when it first started, a lot of sectors are going just completely paralyzed, right? For example, the airlines, the travel industries, a lot of industries are just completely commercial real estate. They're paralyzed, and if there is no money printing from the Fed, there's no support from the Fed. These industries are literally, they are going to be dried without any income during the pandemic. And because they have no income, they have nothing to service the debts, and all these debts become worthless, right? They go bankrupt. And that's basically the cause for the market, right? Everyone is trying to raise cash. Everyone is trying to get liquid, and cash is king. And then the market just had a huge reaction to the downside. But now the Fed is well aware that the potential liquidity problem in the market, and the Fed is pumping money into the economy in full cylinders. So I think we're going to have another stimulus check coming in, right? There's a talk about stimulus check number 3, number 4, number 5, right? So I think we're going to be on the, as long as the pandemic's here, we're going to be on the, just like 2008, we have QE1, QE2, QE3, quantitative easing. Today we're going to have the stimulus check, SC1, stimulus check 1, basically helicopter money, right? Free money to everybody. Universal basic income. We're going to have SC1, SC2, SC3, SC4. I think we're going to have SC infinity until the pandemic is over, until the economy is back on track. Okay, so let's take a look. So again, today is really not much going on. If you look at all the leading stocks today, has bounced off, forming from this level. For example, Tesla. There's a Tesla I'm looking at. I think there are people who are saying that Tesla is too high, is 1700, and it seems that we're making a similar pattern, right? A spike up and got rejected immediately. See that? This is really pointy. And then we had a second try, we got rejected again. But I think usually what's going to happen here is that this is not an indication of a top, right? Because we had a huge rejection, we had a huge kind of crash during the coronavirus, and it attracted a lot more buyers at this level. And the buyers, and this trend is much longer than this particular move, right? We had a lot of accumulation activity going on. Let's talk about the market structure here. All this time was people accumulating. You see that? Because the price is essentially kind of flat. And we had this spike up to the 17, almost 1800. And I think right now, I know it's not going to be popular when I say this, the price is really high, but I think we're going to consolidate around this level for maybe several months. then we're going to break up to the upside to even higher level, like 2,800. I know it's kind of crazy for a car company to be worth that much. I love Tesla. I love the products. I think the product's great. The company's great, but again, the car company is kind of different from software company like Amazon, and because it's producing physical goods, and the profit margin is not completely, what's the word? I'm trying to find a word. Scalable, right? To expand your vehicle market, automotive market, it's not not necessarily exponential growth trajectory, right? It's kind of linear growth. Even with Tesla, is probably semi-exponential, but it's not as exponential explosive as some of the companies like Facebook when it first started, or Amazon when it first started, right? These companies can scale really fast, really quickly. Tesla, if you look at the stock price, it takes time for this company to scale up, right? That's actually being verified, validated in the stock price. You can see that it takes time. It really takes several years since 2013 to 2019 for Tesla to scale up to a certain point to really make this company look more valuable than the market is pricing it. For example, 2019, I think the market definitely underpriced it quite a bit. But now, if we have a consolidation, I think we're going to move even higher to the higher level, and that is just going to be overvalued at this point. And I think we're going to see more volatility, maybe even for several years like that, and then maybe it's going to go up further. So holding Tesla is going to be holding Tesla from 2013 once we get to this point, right? You're going to be holding this thing, basically doing nothing for the next 5 years. That's my opinion. But I don't think this rally is over, just based on its market structure. Anything else? Yeah, so I have this company Slack. Slack, I think right now is definitely undervalued compared to all the other companies, but the chart looks kind of ugly. I have position. I have some position in this, and we'll see, right? We'll see. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ today. Oh, you can see NASDAQ today basically bounced off exactly at this line. As we were looking at this particular line expanding volatility, it bounced off. It seems that was a resistance. A lot of people looking at this just simply bounce off. So it's safe now. I think NASDAQ right now is safe. Crash is not going to happen in the very near future. We have to really look at the price. If the price go retouch it or retest it, then we have to remain cautious and to see how it reacts to this particular line. But right now, NASDAQ basically bounced off, and we don't need to worry about the market right now for this to crash. I'm seeing a lot of mainstream medias on YouTube, a lot of YouTubers. They are looking at the market. They're saying that because we have a lot of earnings coming in the next month, it's actually bearish to the market. And a lot of people saying the market could crash because the earning is going to be bad. Come on, again. If you know the earnings is going to be bad, if everyone's expecting the earnings to be bad, the earning comes in. If it's bad, the market is going to react very mildly because everyone's expecting the earnings to be bad, right? If the earning is slightly better than bad or okay, then the market's going to rally actually. Because right now expectation to these earnings are so bearish, it's hard to say. It's kind of ridiculous to say that it's being factored in to the market. But it is. The market is very expensive right now. NASDAQ is at all-time high, right? Near all-time high. It's even higher than before the pandemic, but the US economy is obviously not as strong as before the pandemic, but you have to factor in the inflation building into the market, right? Because there's so much money printing. The NASDAQ at the 10,000 is not the same as the value of NASDAQ at 9,000 if you factor in the actual inflation in the money supply. So the money supply has expanded twice. If you look at the money supply chart, M2 versus base, you can see that it has increased significantly. Not M2 is base, just M2, I think. Anyway, you got to check yourself. I don't have the chart anymore. So market is fine. If you're holding long, keep holding it. Don't worry about it. That's my analysis. Okay, so enough of the stock market. Let's take a look at cryptocurrency market. Cryptocurrency market is the focus today. Cryptocurrency market. Oh man, you know, a couple weeks ago, I've been talking about the cryptocurrency market is gonna break out. Today has done that. The Bitcoin has broken out. You can see that this market structure is very similar to Amazon back in 2005. Let me just bring that up. You can see this market is basically a repeat, in my opinion, of Amazon from 2007 actually. So we were here, we were consolidating here, we were consolidating here, and we had this kind of a wash and rinse and shakeout, right? Obviously, this consolidation point is slightly different from this. It's slightly higher, but whatever, right? You can see the thing just went vertical for Amazon, and it's trying to retest the previous high actually. So my price target for this is just based on Amazon's chart. At least the price is gonna go to the 1800, 1700-ish, right? It's pretty obvious to me. So if you want to buy into this market is going to be tough right now because this thing is just going vertical, and you should, if we do get a pullback, I wish we do, but probably not. We can just buy here. I don't think we're gonna get a pullback anyway. So just like Amazon, we're probably just gonna get a straight line up. Yeah, if we do get a pullback even a little bit, you should get in, because the chance of making money by riding this move is just crazy high. It's crazy high. Okay, so I recommend, if you're on the stock market right now, you should buy this product, GBTC, right? GBTC has a premium on the Bitcoin. That's why the chart looks slightly different. And you can see that the GBTC is still sitting at the previous high when Bitcoin actual price has gone beyond that. So GBTC right now is still relatively cheaper than actually owning the actual Bitcoin. And because GBTC is a trust, it's actual Bitcoin, but it's in a trust. They do not expand and contract the supply. So if you don't know what a trust is, the underlying does not expand or contract based on your purchase. So that's why the GBTC could become more, could command a premium on top of the underlying value, or it could have a discount. Most of the time it has a premium. Right now it has a little bit premium, but when the market goes crazy, it has a huge premium. So you can see this as a leverage play on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes double, for example, let me show you this. Let me show you this. Let me just remove this. So you can see that for the actual Bitcoin price is 11,000. We are actually only about, we just have to double the price to surpass the all-time high, right? But for GBTC, right now the price is $12. At the all-time high, this thing is $40. This thing has gone up 4 times to reach the all-time high. This is because at the all-time high, the market is really crazy. It's commanding a huge premium. So if the price of Bitcoin does go retest the all-time high, just like the Amazon chart, which at least it should do, we are going to make at least like 4 times or 3 times a performance on this product, which is way better than holding the Bitcoin itself. In this scenario, that of course, when the Bitcoin crashes, you're gonna lose 90% of your value, right? when the actual Bitcoin only lose 60%, for example. So this is actually a great product to own right now. I highly recommend if you want to get some Bitcoin exposure in your portfolio, you should get into this. You should get into this. And this is OTC product and over-the-counter product, so not all your brokers going to allow this. And also OTC product, some of the OTC product, I don't know if this one is eligible for your retirement account. It might not be, so you got to be careful buying this product. Okay, so Ethereum, man, same story. Ethereum just goes vertical. You know, I was expecting this thing to come down, run, right? Wrong. I was expecting we get another dip to attract more buyers. I guess the whales have to do whatever they want, so they have. It's a liftoff, and yeah, and we are trying to retest the previous high here. I think we're just gonna break through it very easily. I gotta tell you, there's no resistance here. Right now, the market is just staying at this point to attract the short sellers. Because once they break over, they attract the short sellers. I was reading a statistics today. It's very interesting. You know, long short, if this breakout, there are so many people like over the last several years are just shorting the cryptocurrency at a certain level. And what happened is when the price goes vertical, a lot of people incline to sell short, right? If you look at this, when the price goes vertical, it pays to be short. When the price goes vertical, look at this, right? It pays to be short. So there are a lot of people just does that out of instincts, and then there are also computer programs that does that out of you know, machine learning. And unfortunately, this thing could one day, you know, a black swan to the upside. So this is more like a white swan to the upside event could cause this strategy to become a huge money loss strategy. They could be wiped out. And right now, the long-short ratio in the market right now for Bitcoin is actually 50-50. So we have 50%, only 50% of people are actually long right now. Another 50% of position is actually short. And when the market is going completely vertical right now, like a rocket, there are still 50% of them are selling short. That's like Tesla, right? Tesla had 30% short ratio. So 30% of Tesla shares were boarded short. And there are a lot of Bitcoins that are being boarded out to short, and to expect the Bitcoin to, you know, to not be able to break out and just fall apart. I think these guys are going to get screwed this time. And once we break out from, you know, 1300, it's just going to be a huge short squeeze to a crazy short squeeze to the upside. So we're going to reach 1900, 1800 very quickly with Bitcoin, and probably before the end of August. And for Ethereum, I think the same story. We're going to break through this, but I don't think we're going to reach all-time high. That's too much by the end of August, but I think we are going to reach at least this level, $800 by the end of August. Okay. All right, so that's all I want to talk about today. That's my analysis, and see you next time.